Hey guys, welcome back to PristineZReads. So today, this is the final review of the Mind War series by Andrew Klavan. So today I'm going to be reviewing the final third book, which is Game Over. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's start with the summary. So, where do we begin? Okay, do you guys remember last time when I reviewed A Hostage Run, I told you that Rick made a fatal mistake by driving his little spaceship through the breach and into real life. So yes, that was a fatal mistake, and now I will tell you why. So, okay, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go ahead and watch my other reviews of the Mind War series. I'll have a link to my playlist of them in the description below, so go check that out. Okay, so, the fatal mistake. So, when Rick drove through the breach, for a split second, his brain and Kurodar's brain were connected. And obviously that's a bad thing, because, who wants to have their brain connected with, a super villain egomaniac? I mean, ugh. Anyways, so he had his brain connected with Kurodar's for a split second, but then later Kurodar somehow found a way to reconnect himself into Rick's brain, and now he's using Rick to send a bunch of his creepy soldier people into real life so they can kill people in real life, because before that he couldn't use his the soldiers that he created in the realm in real life. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Rick is the problem this time. He's not the hero this time. He's the problem. So essentially the only way for Rick to stop this is to kill Kurodar himself. Because then if he kills Kurodar himself, then the entire realm will disappear, because the realm is a product of Kurodar's brain. And then there will be nothing to worry about. So all he has to do is kill Kurodar, but that's next to impossible. Do we think we can do the impossible? We'll find out. Anyways, and just scarily enough, Kurodar is also able to control Rick in his sleep. So when Rick falls asleep, Kurodar is able to make Rick do stuff, and not good stuff, by the way. Why would he make Rick do good stuff? That goes against his bad guy vibe. Anyways, so basically Kurodar used Rick to hack into Commander Mars' computer, and he's found on the computer a bunch of super secret plans and the controls for a super secret and super dangerous space missile. And this missile could apparently wipe out an entire city, and guess what? Kurodar wants to control it and wipe out an entire city. So that's what's going on there. Rick just wakes up suddenly when he's at the computer, and he's like, what? How did I get here? And so eventually they figure out that Kurodar has been controlling Rick. So, anyways. So essentially, Rick could become a walking, mindless zombie, doing whatever Kurodar makes him do, if he doesn't kill Kurodar soon enough. Yeah, that's the problem there. So we'll see if Rick can actually kill Kurodar or not, because that's impossible. But then again, who says impossible is really impossible? I don't know, not me. Anyways, that's it for the non-spoiler summary. You'll just have to find out if Rick turns into a zombie or not. So, yeah, moving on to the spoiler part of the summary. My non-spoiler people, head to the description, click the timestamp, and it'll take you back to the non-spoiler part. Well, forward to the morals, which has no spoilers. So yeah, go ahead, click the timestamp. Okay, spoiler people. I'll just say right now that Rick doesn't turn into a zombie, and the sort of it is that he does kill Kurodar. So there we go, I spoiled the book, happy ending. But there are still some other things to be resolved, so hang in there. So, first, how Rick actually kills Kurodar. So one time while Rick was dreaming, he was in the realm, and he met this really weird person called Baba Yaga. I'm not kidding. It's actually literally Babayaga. Anyway, so Baba Yaga. She's supposed to be a Russian witch, kind of, because like Kurodar is Russian, but Baba Yaga is actually like a figment of his imagination, like so deeply ingrained in his brain that he can't actually like get her out. So she's kind of like his, I don't know, for lack of a better expression, she's like his ghost in the closet. Like she's there reminding him of what he's scared of, and basically she holds all his deepest fears. So technically she's not real. She's just like a figment of his imagination. So one night when he's dreaming, Rick meets her, and he sees in there one of Kurodar's deepest fears. And that, my friends, was Kurodar's father. Kurodar's father was actually like really abusive. He liked to drink a lot, and he would sometimes beat Kurodar. Well, not always physically, but he would like, say demoralizing stuff to Kurodar when he was a kid. So Kurodar grew up like, scarred for life basically, and he's always been like afraid of his father because his father was like in the communist secret police, and he could do some like brutal stuff. Anyways. So yeah, Kurodar is really afraid of his father. So Kurodar has essentially turned his dad into a monster, and has called him the King of the Dough. Actually, it's not really Kurodar's dad. He's taken like the imagery and the personality of his dad and basically used that and turned him into a monster in the realm. So this is not like Octo Guardian and Hostage Run. It's just like, it's his imagination essentially. So he's made this like monster, and he's called it the King of the Dead. Creepy, So essentially Rick has to like defeat this monster. So yeah, essentially Rick kills the King of the Dead, and after he does that, he uses like the energy he's gathered in the realm to destroy the interface in the Golden City that Kurodar is using to control the realm. So once he destroys the interface, it actually backs the electricity up into Kurodar's machine, because Kurodar is not even actually like a person anymore. It's so creepy. It's literally just his like brain. He's like hooked up to all these machines, so he can't even really function as a person by himself anymore. It's creepy. He's literally just like part machine. So once the machines that help him to live basically short circuit, then he dies. So yeah, basically Rick is the hero again, and yeah, so a few more other plot points that had to be resolved. First off was the cliffhanger I left you guys on last episode. Well, not last episode, the last review of Hostage Run, when Rick was about to find out who Mariel was. So yeah, Fabian looked like a perfectly normal guy, but when he opened the lid to see who Mariel was, she's actually like Mariel's not even a person. She's a connectome, which is basically like a program that the professors who created her designed, and then tried to put her in the realm. So Mariel's not even a person, and Rick is like so confused because he had been starting to like develop feelings for Mariel. But then we learn out, surprising, shocking plot twist. We learn that Mariel's connectome was actually inspired by Molly's brain, because Molly's dad used to be a colleague of Rick's dad, and they used to work together. So they used basically Mariel's connectome was inspired by Molly's brain. So Mariel has like the personality of Molly, and that's why Rick had like feelings for her. So essentially Molly and Mariel are the same thing. So Rick doesn't have to worry about that anymore because yeah, mystery solved. Rick's dad figures out a way for him to save Fabian though before the Golden City is destroyed. So after Rick like zaps the interface, Kurodar loses control of the space missile, obviously, and he also loses the realm basically. So Rick and Fabian travel through the portal that Rick's dad created for them. And yeah, happy ending. The end. So everybody is alive. Mostly. Technically Mariel is not alive because they couldn't bring her back because she was a program anyways. So yeah, everybody's alive. The end. let's move on to the morals. So welcome back, non-spoiler people. Yeah, let's move on to the worldviews. So, as I have said 2 times before, I actually don't know whether Andrew Klavan is a Christian author. If you want to know why, go watch my first review in this series, the Mind War original one. Again, I've linked to that in the description below, so go check it out. So yeah, I'm not sure whether he's a Christian author exactly, but again, I have found time and time again good Christian morals in his books, and also Christian characters, at least Christian professing characters. There's also some more like, there's also some like prayers and stuff at the end when Rick is trying to defeat the villain. He's like praying for faith and courage. There are good themes of like the truth prevailing in the end, and yeah. And I will also note that Kurudar wants to be God, but again, it's lowercase g because nobody can ever be God. Just get that to your head. Anyways, so obviously Kurudar failed miserably because like in the end he couldn't even survive without like the machines that were keeping him alive. So yeah, sucks for him. And I'll also note that there's a character in the book called Baba Yaga, which is like kind of witch. And she acted kind of like, you know, witchy, like she did the usual cackle thing. But there's nothing like, I don't know, nothing dark or occultish, if you could say it that way. So yeah, moving on. After worldviews is foul language. There were no bad words in this book. No specific words mentioned anyways. There's like some minor rudeness, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no bad words. Okay, so next up is violence. There's actually quite a bit of it, and there are also some more like zombie-like characters in here. Like in the past few books, the soldiers that Kurudar had used, like they were called like cobras, boars, and harpies for some reason. But yeah, they're all like kind of animal-based. Like the boars are obviously boars. The cobras are obviously like, you know, huge snakes. And the harpies are these weird like hybrid animal thingy. But yeah, in this book they're all kind of like zombies. So like Klavan described them as like half dead, like they were rotting kind of, but they could still function obviously. So anyway, so that was kind of unnerving. Yeah, so there's actually quite a few fights here. It was very action-packed, and there is good description of wounds and etc. Yeah, so definitely a higher violence level than in the previous 2 books. Yeah, anyways, moving on to romance. So, as I told you, non-spoiler watchers, in the previous 2 videos of this series, Rick had been like torn between his feelings for Molly and Mariel. But in this book, a shocking plot twist happens, and nothing. Anyways, no, sorry. Nothing for the non-spoiler people to know right now anyways. You'll have to read it to find out. So yeah, just know that there's nothing like inappropriate here. It's all very clean. Okay, and as for alcohol, there were some mentions of Kurudar's dad like drinking, but we didn't get any good description on that. So, moving on to my rating recommended age level. So I'm gonna rate this 4 stars. I was actually struggling between 3.5 and 4 because of kind of all the zombie soldier-ness and a lot of violence that I'm not sure was super necessary. I mean, a lot of it was definitely necessary for like the plot and stuff to develop. But for that reason, I'm gonna put the age level at 12 plus, I think, because just because of the violence again and just the content level, I think it's definitely more appropriate for 12 plus. It may be suitable for 11-year-olds depending on how mature you are. So yeah, but overall I really enjoyed this book. It was a great finish to the series, and yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!